Hello and welcome to the Monumental Mindset Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Q. Here we focus on tapping into our fullest potential to become our best possible selves. Each and every Monumental Monday, we will drop a new episode that has a word of the week, as well as a phrase or metaphor to get you through your week and to incorporate in your daily lives. If you are a fan of the show, please like, comment, and subscribe to Dr. Q the Coach on all social media platforms. As you know, I have been dropping these different leadership tips and different words that enhance your leadership skills, and this week is no different. Our word of the week this week is culture, and we're talking about culture in a workplace. This simply means shared values, belief systems, and attitudes of people in a workplace. Having a culture of excellence is important. And guess what? It's all a reflection of the leadership. So, in order to be an effective leader, we want to make sure that we have this amazing culture among ourselves, among our organization, and among our teammates. How do you do this? Well, the first thing is this: leading by example. This may be something that some of us heard back in the day, and I know I used to hear it when I would say something. I'd be like, well, I don't know, mom. But my mom would say, do as I say, not as I do. Or my grandma would say, do as I say, not as I do. Okay, so you want me to do something, but you're not even doing it yourself. In leadership, that doesn't work. In leadership, it's do as I do so that we can excel together. It's do as I do so that we can be successful. So sometimes do as I say, not as I do. That works when you a kid and your parents telling you to do something, but that doesn't work as a boss. That doesn't work as an effective leader. That doesn't work as a director or as a CEO. Granted, you want them to do what it is that you're asking them to do as a leader, but you want to show them that you are also willing and able to put in the same time, effort, and work that it takes for you all to be successful. So, leading by example looks like if you want your team to show up on time, you show up on time as well. Leading by example is making sure that you stick to your meetings. If you're having a meeting and you have this set schedule, but then at the last minute you cancel all the time. Now we understand that stuff come up, but you cancel all the time. Of course your employees is going to cancel. Of course they're not going to show up. Of course your team members is not going to feel like they should be there. Now, in this wonderful world of technology that we live in, if leading by example is saying we have a virtual meeting, so I want everybody cameras to be on, but you don't have your camera on, ain't nobody gonna turn their camera on. I'm just telling you, they're not gonna do it because that is the world that we live in. As adults, as leaders, as team members, we want to make sure that we are all moving forward in the same direction. We want to make sure that we're all held to the same high standard. So leading by example is really how you cultivate a culture of excellence within your organization and within your team. The second tip that I have for you is this: set clear expectations. I always said this before. Nobody wants to follow a wishy-washy leader. You can't be having high expectations one day, low expectations the next day, and then the next week it's in the middle, but then you expect them to perform high. Have clear expectations so that your team are aware of what is expected of them, how they need to perform, what they need to produce. Have clear expectations of yourself. How are you going to show up for your business each and every day? How are you going to show up for your team each and every day? Set those expectations so that you know how you need to perform. And now, when we have our evaluations and reviews, people are not looking around, not knowing what they're getting evaluated on because the expectation has been set and it is clear. Clarity is important. If people don't understand, then you ask them, hey, do you need help with anything? If you see that someone is not living up to the expectations or performing up to the expectations, have a conversation. Hey, this was the expectation, was to have this done on these days of the week. What's going on? Just wanted to follow up with you and see what's happening here. Do you need some assistance? Are you not aware? Are you unsure about something? Having those clear set expectations allow you to track progress. It allows you to track the productivity and the growth of your organization. The next thing is empower and trust. See, this is going to be another episode in the future, but for my leaders out there that micromanage, we need to do better. because we don't do micromanaging. You need to empower and trust your team to perform and live up and do the expectations that you give them. Everyone, and I say everyone because I speak to us leaders that are business professionals, executives, and CEOs, senior leadership, and so forth. We are all overseeing a team. And that team of people, they likely grown. They likely don't need you to hold their hand. They likely got this, but you need to empower them with it. I believe that you can do this, and based off your skills and your talents, this will be a great opportunity for you to shine and perform. This is my expectations that I need done for this project. I believe that you can do it. If you have questions or need guidance, let me know. But I know you got this. And guess what? I bet they're going to exceed your expectations because you empowered them. You gave them the ability. You poured into them. You told them you trust them. You know that they're going to do what it is that they need to do to make this program or project be a success. When you empower your team and you trust your team, they perform and they show up differently. Stop micromanaging these grown people because they got it. They got it. Just trust them and empower them with the tools they need to succeed, and they will. Oh, I can't wait to do that episode on micromanaging because, this is going to be good. It's going to be really, really good. The next thing is making sure that you invest and develop the skills and talents of your team. Now, what does that mean? Bringing me in to do leadership development courses, speaking to someone on building team building courses or having team building activities. If you know that your team has been struggling with conflict resolution, bringing a conflict resolution specialist in. If you know your team needs to develop in a certain area or enhance their skills in a certain area, invest in the development of your team and also of yourself. I have a coach. You should have a coach. All executives, leaders, senior management, business professionals, you should have a coach. A consultant, someone that you can talk to, someone that will keep you where on point, help you track where you need to be. Coaches need coaches. One thing I can say is if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to get out the room. Your goal is to continue to grow, continue to learn each and every day, having a growth mindset, an ever learning mindset, being able to invest in the development of yourself and your team. It will allow you to enhance your skills as well as theirs. Find your natural talents and enhance those as well. Good, effective leaders that cultivate a culture of excellence always make sure that growth and learning is a part of that scenario. And that means investing in yourself and investing in the development of the skills and talents of your team. The next thing is having open communication. No one wants a team that can be suffering and not communicate because that leads to destruction. We want to make sure that as leaders, we have this culture where, they say you have your open door hours or drop-in hours. Listen, my door is always open. Well, figuratively, my door is always open. You can call me, you can text me, you can ping me on Teams, you can send me an email. I will likely respond back to you in a reasonable time frame. But whenever you need me, if you have any questions, if it's urgent, call me. My team know that they can reach me if they need to. My direct reports. Now everybody don't have that access, but my direct reports and my direct clients, they know if it's something that you need, you can call me, you can reach out to me. I will likely be able to respond to you in a reasonable time frame. We have open communication because if you have an issue and you have not communicated that, how can we resolve it? You can't. If you don't know something and you need help with something and you don't ask, how are you going to continue to grow? You can't. I would rather you ask a question, get the help that you need, the guidance that you need so that you don't have to ask that question in the future versus you try to figure it out by yourself, do it wrong, and still have to redo it over and ask for help in the future. See, sometimes we as adults, we as professionals, we find it hard to ask for help. Like asking for help is a weakness. I'm here today to tell you, asking for help is not a weakness. It's actually a strength. Because if I don't know something, I'm going to ask. You only got to tell me one time because I'm going to take notes on it. And the next time it will you know, and I know it will be done correctly. That's the beauty in asking for help. And also having that open communication where your team members feel like they can come to you and ask for help. That's important. That is important. And also having that open communication where if something's not working out according to how you thought it would, and they see an area for improvement, I want the team to succeed. The members want the team to succeed. So if they find a place in the system that could be broken, but they don't feel open enough to communicate it with you, you're just letting it leak out instead of having that open communication. Hey, what is your ideas? How do you think? Allowing your team to be heard, opening that door. Hey, if it's something that's not working out, let me know. I'm open to adjusting. I'm open to making changes as we deem necessary. What is it? So having that open communication would definitely help cultivate a team of excellence because everyone feels like they have something to offer. And if there is something that could be enhanced or improved on, they would be willing to communicate it with you, asking for help and so forth. The next thing is to make sure that, and this will be the last tip here, make sure that you reward and you recognize your team. No one feels better than knowing that they are appreciated, knowing that they are seen, knowing that the work that they are doing is making a difference. So make sure that you reward your team, recognize your team. One thing I can say about me as a leader is that I don't take all of the recognition. If my team has done something, or if a member on my team has done something that has been absolutely amazing and they rocked it, I am going to tell them, you did an amazing job. We'll send out a picture text. Oh man, so and so did a presentation. She did wonderful. Definitely a way to represent the team. Recognizing and rewarding your team. Hey, so and so needs a bonus because she's really been stepping up in this area. This person needs this because they have been doing an amazing job. Recognizing and rewarding your team creates a culture of wanting to show up, a culture of excellence. Oh man, I'm going to continue to perform. I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing. I want to it'll keep your turnover rate down. The culture of your organization makes the difference on whether your business will be successful or not. Nobody wants to come into an environment that has a messed up culture, because that's why you see it's a different person that's working there every other week, or a different teacher every other week, or a different employee every other week. Why? Because the culture is not there. Culture is important. Create a culture of excellence as a leader, and I promise you it will change the dynamic of your team. It will change the dynamic of your business. We will now transition to part 2 of our show. Our metaphor or phrase this week is, of course, going to go hand in hand with our word of the week, culture. And I kind of hinted on this a little bit before, but it doesn't hurt to say it. Culture is the shadow of its leader. Culture is the shadow of its leader. What does that mean? When people speak and they say, I'm the leader of this, or I'm the owner, the director, the manager, the anything, the CEO of this organization, and their leadership is weighing, it shows in their business because the culture is not there. If you're not happy about what you're doing, change what you're doing. If it's not fulfilling you, find something else that will. If it's not allowing you to feel alive and excited about the new challenges of the day or what the new opportunity is that awaits you, find something else to do. It sucks when you have a leader that is not happy with what they're doing and they expect you to show up and be happy. Nah, probably not going to happen. Make sure that as a leader, you show up. You show up how you want your employees to show up and how you want your team members to show up, because they are going to be a direct reflection of you. They are your shadow. They are the culture that you are cultivating in your business. And we want to make sure that we have a culture of excellence. Effective leaders create an amazing culture within their organization and within their team. They lead by example, set clear expectations, and enforce those expectations. Have open communication, making sure that their team feels willing and able to speak with them about any challenges, ask for help, making sure that whatever issues that they have can get resolved because that communication is there. Also, being able to invest in the development of the skills and talents of yourself and your team. And lastly, recognizing and rewarding your team members and those that are on your team for all of the amazing work that they are doing. This is how you create a culture of excellence. And when you do this, your team will be a direct reflection of you as a leader. And that's it. If you are a fan of the show, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to Dr. Q the Coach on all social media platforms. As you can see, I am very passionate about this subject with creating and cultivating a culture of excellence within your organization because it really, really, really makes a difference. It will allow your employees to show up differently when they see you showing up differently, and when they feel loved and appreciated, oh, they're going to perform to their highest potential. And you're going to love every bit of it. And they're going to stay around because they know that you care. Always remember that the sky is not the limit because there are footprints on the moon, and I will see you next week. Peace.